Okay.
Oh my God, it's Trump! I have all of your.
This is all.
Listen, Trump. I bought a pair of used underwear from you on Amazon. Was that really you? My wife says it wasn't. She divorced me over it.
All right, I guess fuck it. We'll start it. This is weird again. Again, I might use smaller panels. People keep no showing. It's annoying the fuck out of me. But whatever. Okay. Hi, I'm Queen Alexa. I run the Political Shit Show. If you enjoy what you're about to see, come join our server. I want to give a big thank you to somebody online for reaching out to people and trying to set this up. We did this kind of fast, so yeah. So we're talking about the raid on Mar-a-Lago that happened on Trump's estate. What do we think about this? Like how do we generally
Am
feel
I the only
about this happening?
conservative here? Or yeah, the
We're not
only
gonna talk
quote
about
unquote conservative?
We're not going to talk about it. So
That's a yes.
Oh.
yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So how do you feel about it? What do you think that the process that they went through to do this action? Do you think they did it correctly? Do you think it's unjust? You think it's unconstitutional? And this is virtually fascism? And this is the end of America? What do you think? And let's ask the Sprouticus. You have your floor.
So I think that the FBI majorly overstepped. If you look at the judge that signed off on this bill, you can see the judge has donated over and over again to Democratic platforms. They donated money greater than $1,000 to Obama in 2008, greater than $1,000 in 2012. They donated, I believe, this is the one-off, but they donated to Jeb Bush in 2020 to the campaign, but it was $500 if I remember correctly. With all of that being said, I think the FBI majorly overstepped. I think the FBI skipped the process of subpoenaing the information. They didn't subpoena the information. They just decided to go ahead with the raid. I believe this is for political purposes regarding how close it was to the election. Unfortunately, it's only going to backfire. This is going to make conservatives even more mad. This is going to make conservatives show up to the voting polls in the midterms to vote for a red Congress and a red Senate. And this is going to push Trump even more likely to run in 2024. So this is only going to backfire in the FBI's face, but this was, I believe, 100% political reasons. And I'm interested in everybody else's opinion.
Alrighty, kid, not kid.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Kid, streaming over on YouTube right now. Go follow me. So for this issue, for me, it just seems like a fucking Omega Law moment. This is not something in which I'm really like that concerned about. Whose keyboard is that? Can someone mute whoever's keyboard that is? It's so loud for me.
I'm typing. Is it going?
No, I don't know.
I didn't hear anything.
The rumor has
so
it, Fade
for
Runner,
me,
that and the P tape was in fact
this is
in the
not
safe.
something that I think I expect to probably learn a lot from you guys and some of the research that you guys have been doing. For me, a lot of this is sort of speculation. We don't really have as much information as we would like to.
We don't have confirmation on that yet.
We don't know what they're related to. But it seems like if any single person in U.S. politics is able to get a fucking judge to sign over on a warrant, then they should be rated. But yeah, a lot of this is just speculation. So I am going to hold a little bit of naivety in this one, and I expect to learn a little bit from you guys. But I also find this incredibly funny. So yeah.
All right, LSP.
Hi. What is the prompt about the raid at Mar-a-Lago?
Yes.
Okay, so I was like deafened for like half that because I couldn't like figure my shit out like an idiot. Yeah, I guess let's just talk factually about shit we know Trump has done. Just based on like testimony from other people who've worked at the White House, admitted to taking documents
Brilliantly
and
said.
photographic. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
You cut out for about I would say
Hello?
2 to 3 seconds there.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're back again.
You're good, fam.
Okay,
Please continue. Sorry about that.
inshallah. Yeah, let's talk about shit we know. We know that Donald Trump has destroyed White House documents before. He's attempted to flush them down the toilet. Other people would document how Trump would regularly rip up or chew up or just destroy other White House documents. That was a topic early in the presidency. We know from the National Archives that Trump like took boxes of stuff to Mar-a-Lago that wasn't supposed to be taken there, and we know that because Trump returned those boxes, but he didn't return all the materials from those boxes, which was the basis for the raid. When it comes to the raid itself, the reason I don't think this is political, as Spartacus seems to opine, this is the president of the United States, and more than that, this is a president that just won't shut the fuck up. This is like the most bombastic, loud president who woe is me everything. So I think if I'm the FBI and I'm the judge that's signing off on that warrant, I'm going to make damn sure that there is probable cause to initiate this warrant, right? Because he will never shut the fuck up if there isn't, right? There's no reason to think this is a politically instigated search. There is evidence that Trump has committed a crime by removing classified documents from the White House that should have been turned over to the National Archives. There's evidence that Trump has destroyed documents. All of this seems like this typical sort of stuff you would do when you're investigating a crime. And no person is above the law in this country. Not even the president. So I guess there's my piece.
Okay.
I hope I didn't cut out for that.
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Elder, you're up.
Sammy?
Yep.
Okay, so pretty much the bottom line is the FBI did their job. Somebody tells you you got to go get stuff, you got to go get stuff. Like I don't think that there's anywhere near enough information to say that like they did it for this reason or that reason.
Gotta
They
get
went and
that
got the
stuff,
stuff.
baby.
That's it. Like I think that people are making really, really crazy claims. And the only thing that I'm worried about is that the crazy people making crazy claims are going to do crazy things because they believe in what they're saying. I think it's really hard to make any really strong stances about like whether they should or shouldn't. The FBI investigates people. We already knew they were doing it. This is like so common sense that this would happen eventually. He hasn't been cooperating with like anything anybody's asked from him. So I'm shocked at the shock.
Okay. Alec Gunter.
So yeah, for the past couple of months, the only thing that I've really been able to get off to is very specific MILF latex porn. But then I saw the Trump raid, and I was like, oh my God. And let me tell you something. I came like 5 times when I first saw it, and that was like instantly. So yeah, I thought it was pretty sick. I'm really looking forward to what else Dark Brandon has in store, and I look forward to a life of femboy maid servitude under his immortal forever reign.
Based.
I can get down with that one. Somebody online.
Alec, you seem like a true-blooded American.
That's right, baby.
So, like, I'm a little bit concerned about this particular raid. I am by no means someone that's typically in favor of Trump. I do think that this raid was a little bit orchestrated, but I don't think that the left orchestrated this for political reasons. I think that this was orchestrated more by the folks on the right, so to speak. I feel like doing this sort of thing at this particular moment kind of gives credence to the idea that the people on the left are overstepping. I feel like this potentially taints any evidence that does come as a result of this, and I don't expect anybody to find anything really necessarily as a result of this raid or anything to be revealed. I do expect a lot of people on the right to get very excited about this and to feel like there is evidence of the persecution that they've been screaming about for so long. And so I think that it was a terrible misstep on behalf of the FBI. And I think that this Trump-appointed judge knew exactly how much political capital would be generated by taking these actions. And I think that that's what we should really be looking at. And I don't think that us folks on the left should be cheering on this raid of this known criminal so much.
Did you
and
say
be realizing
us folks? I didn't know he was
what
a leftist.
Exactly this is going to do to this upcoming election,
or if he claims to
and
be
what
on the
all
left.
of our racist uncles are saying in the background.
Okay, so so for one, this is an unprecedented action by the FBI. The FBI has not taken this action against Hillary Clinton when it was known that she had her own private email server at her house that when it was known that she deleted emails, when those emails were leaked, the FBI did not take this action. This action
kinda
is
just sounds like an
100%. This action is
Yep.
100% unprecedented, and it sets a dangerous precedent. When the next president following can push forward and try and do anything they can to push the other president out of the way, especially when it's highly considered this particular person is going to be running again in 2024, especially now, that you then take a justice action against that person, which is the probability is high that they're going to be running in 2024. With all that being said, I sincerely do believe the FBI overstepped. I do believe it's going to backfire. This is not going to work in their favor whatsoever.
Listen.
This has angered the conservative base. It's really going to backfire, and it's going to be hilarious as it does.
Let me tell you what a dangerous precedent is. Not thoroughly investigating somebody that you have probable cause against because they plan to run for president in 2 years, even though they haven't even announced it yet. Like, what kind of precedent are we setting there? Oh, because they're going to be running on the political, like, their name's going to be on the ballot.
Like, he's halfway announced it. He's basically announced it without announcing it because it's not.
Yeah, but basically is not really announcing it, right? Like, not really.
Is it legal to announce yet?
What?
Is it legal to announce your run for presidency in 2024 yet?
I don't know.
No, it's not legal.
Okay, well, I didn't know that, but
it's not illegal to run. It's not illegal to announce.
But that lends to my point. It's not even legal to. But if it's not even legal to announce your run yet, you're only like ruining your own point. Like, at what point are we like, okay, well, this is too soon to the presidency or the presidential run?
What you're basically stating? Excuse me. What you're basically stating
I'll let you
is
go
that.
next, LSP.
Thank you.
So what you're basically stating is that we don't actually know he's going to run, so therefore it's okay to take unprecedented action against a former president. This is unprecedented.
We've been taking this action against regular ass fucking people forever.
You're right, but it's never been about a former president that just
okay. And now it is.
Especially not.
I think that's awesome.
One of the documents.
One of the documents.
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second, please. Thank you. One of the and it's been said by Trump's lawyers that these documents that the FBI took were declassified before President Trump left office because the president can declassify whatever the fuck he wants to. So even like the ripping up of the document, whatever, he can declassify it if he wants to. He declassified these documents according to his attorneys. At this point,
Raiders.
They're not going in. One of the documents that they're looking
debate
for
panel
was a letter written to him by former President Barack Obama when Barack Obama wasn't president. That's one of these letters that they're looking for at his house.
Thank you,
This
BCPJ.
is ridiculous. If you actually think it's a crime to keep a letter that was written to you by a former president.
Wait, did you read the warrant?
No, but that was like I said, that was one of the things.
So you don't know everything that they're looking for.
Again, that was one of the things suspected to have been searched for, and this was from a left. This is from a left citing thing. Is one of the things they're suspected to be searching for, allegedly, supposedly, right?
Okay, so it makes no difference. Like, you're making an argument about that president should.
All we have is allegedly.
To, like, a lower
all we have
standard
is
than a regular
allegedly.
person.
So if you're going to make this
yeah,
argument,
exactly.
you're
Why
going to,
it doesn't work for your point.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to make this
so,
argument,
like, why would you say it?
Well, if you let me talk, then maybe you'd figure it out.
Bro, you made like 5 points already. If you're gonna, like, nonsense already. Like, you're trying to hold presidents to a lower standard than
you're making it
people,
nonsense.
Like,
that's my point. You're making it nonsense by trying to bring along this idea that they have no points because there is no points because the Justice Department is keeping their fucking mouth shut. The FBI is keeping their fucking mouth shut. They have not said anything to anybody about this, at least publicly. Supposedly, the Biden administration wasn't even notified. The Biden administration most certainly might have not been notified, but they definitely had the heads up on this is going to happen.
How?
That's a very good point.
Because the FBI doesn't just do stuff without the current president knowing what's happening. So you think the FBI director just goes rogue underneath the president all the time?
Oh God!
Hang on,
that's not rogue. That's him doing his job.
Fucking notify the president for every single thing that they do.
Can I?
You're alleging so many things right now.
Yeah, I just want to get rid of all the superfluous crap. Sproticus, do you deny that President Trump took classified information to Mar-a-Lago?
No, I don't deny that he took. I mean, so I don't deny that he took classified information to Mar-a-Lago at any point in time. What I am saying is that according to his lawyers, the information that he took to Mar-a-Lago after he left his presidency was declassified by the president of the United States before he took it there.
Okay, hang on,
So
real
he-
quick.
okay,
Before-
wait,
before we
so
get-
he did
we're really
take-
far- Okay.
Okay.
Can I just 1 minute?
Yeah.
After you.
We're already gotten super far away from it. Like, if you say anything about Hillary Clinton's emails, like, she cooperated with the FBI. He didn't cooperate with the FBI. Your main point on
He didn't cooperate. Did they subpoena?
Arrest
They
her
didn't,
too.
no,
by
they
the
didn't
way.
because
Just
they
go
didn't
ahead.
return all the materials, right?
So
That was what
they
initiated
didn't-
this.
They didn't subpoena the information. Okay, so
Yeah.
they skipped a step of subpoena before raiding. That's awesome.
Wait, no, you're just factually wrong. The documents were subpoenaed, right? But not
When
all
were
of the
they
documents were
subpoenaed? When were they
returned, which was the
subpoenaed?
base,
When were
fucking
they
April?
subpoenaed?
like in April, like
So
when the
pull up
FBI,
subpoena-
or
pull
maybe
up the
even
subpoena
longer.
and send it to me. Pull up the subpoena and send it to me.
Dude, Google it. I don't know. I'm not doing your fact
Okay,
check for
so
you.
then
Google
you
that
know
shit.
what? Then if you're gonna bring up evidence, then you better have the evidence with you. It's not my job to Google your shit. Bring the evidence with you, or don't bring it up.
It's not
Okay,
my job
you're
to
not-
educate.
lot of
Let's
your-
just
Brought
walk.
up-
Let's
lot of
walk
your
dumbass
arguments
through
have
this.
been
Hang on.
allegations.
Please. Let me walk dumbass through this. You're not denying that Trump took classified information from the White House. What do you expect the FBI to do when he does that?
At any point in time, what I'm saying is, at any point in time in his presidency, I'm not denying that he could have taken classified documents to the
He did.
to Mar-a-Lago.
He did.
I'm not denying that might have happened during any time in his presidency. At the
I
end of his
think it's interesting. I don't have to prove
the end
that,
of
but I have to
at-
prove the
okay,
subpoena.
My
yes, because
evidence?
the president
I
can
made it
carry
the
around
fuck up.
classified documents when he's president, right?
No.
At the end of his presidency, yes, he can. At the end of his presidency, the president declassified the information that he took.
How do
The
we know
information he
that?
took was declassified according to
Okay,
his attorney.
did he take classified information or did he take declassified information? Was there
During his
classified
presidency-
information?
During
took
his
Ned's
presidency, he
declassified school
very
survival
well.
guide.
During his presidency,
Okay,
he very well could. Okay, during his presidency, he very well could have taken classified information to Mar-a-Lago, as the president is allowed to carry around classified information. The president has this authority to carry around classified information as long as it's properly stored. So now, with that being
At
said, he
Mar-a-Lago?
could take. Yes, you can properly
It's a country
store.
club,
So
dude.
you can properly store classified information at your own residence. You can properly store classified information at your own residence. With that being stated, he then declassified this information that
Did he declassify it
according
after
to
he
his
left the White
attorneys-
House?
According to his attorneys, he declassified the information before leaving the White House, and then went to Mar-a-Lago with this information that is recently declassified by the president of the United States.
Okay.
What reason is there at all to believe his lawyers? Like, this all hinges on like trusting the person that like is not being trusted.
Can I just
case.
can I
Who's
just debunk
talking?
this
Who's
shit right
talking? His lawyers or the Justice Department? Because the Justice Department said shit.
No, I'm just
just
asking.
I'm just
Why do we
gonna
believe
go-
lawyer?
I'm just going to read from the New York Times article on this.
Oh,
After
that's
Mr.
great,
Trump
yeah.
One thing I
returned the
will
boxes
say-
to the National Archives, its archive
Until
has found that
somebody chimes in-
documents containing items marked as classified national
Uh,
security information were taken. The agency
Until
told
somebody
Congress
chimes in,
February.
Sprouticus
In
is
April,
very outnumbered.
That's in February, by the way. In
That's
April,
all I'll
federal
lend him.
authorities appear to be in the
Although
preliminary
we'll see
stages
what
of
cringe
investigating
take
the handling of
Double Shine
classified
has.
documents.
He looks
They
like
began
he's
with a
gnawing
grand
at the
jury
bit.
investigation and issued a subpoena to the National Archives and Records Administration for the boxes,
It's
according
a
to two
subpoena
people
to
familiar
National Archive. Okay.
who didn't have the documents because Trump retained them. Right?
Okay, so they issued a subpoena to the archives, National Archives.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm waiting for the subpoena to Trump.
Okay.
Oh wait, Trump
Oh, were
didn't
they
get a
frames?
subpoena? You're correct.
I'm just
They
remarking that he
raided,
had
they
classified.
raided
Okay.
prior to
I
subpoena.
can't imagine what would have kept you
Oh, wait,
from
I can't send.
engaging in this
anything.
The
intellectual
boxes
discussion.
included material subject to Presidential Records Act, which require all documents and records pertaining to official business to be turned over to the archives. Well, it seems like he already broke the law here, but whatever.
Orange Man bad.
No,
Yeah,
right?
this one
Oh,
of those
no,
things
Orange
where,
Man,
like, there's so much.
Orange Man securely stored classified information at his country club resort. That's what we're
You
going
are
with.
authorized to do so as president. You are authorized to
He's
work.
is he authorized to?
You are
is he
authorized to
store in a cardboard box?
work. You are authorized to work from home as the president. Therefore, classified information would need to be at your residence.
What
And
if his
it's
home was like
also-
a card shack? I'm just curious.
The Secret Service would find a way to make it to where you could work from home.
Okay, so like
Okay.
one thing that we're going to be struggling with is the fact that we don't have access to the warrants here. Like we don't have access to like what it is that they're actually looking for. It seems as though a lot of this information which they are looking for right now is information that is still classified in which they're trying to find. And the hopes
Supposedly.
are that they'll find it
Supposedly.
other way.
Frames, I'm
Right,
not sure
that's why
what
you use a
stance
warrant
Double
to go
Shine
look
is going
for
to
it, right?
take, and I do
Supposedly,
know
Like,
that somebody
would
online
your
also
claim
thinks that
be
we should
like,
not have
this
gone through
warrant
with it.
is to
so.
find information that is actually declassified and that they're just lying about that.
Excuse me.
That would definitely be Trump's lawyers, which is
That
the
is
only
true,
people that are
Binks.
talking. It's the only people that are willing to
Sproutacus is
give
a
up the
seasoned
information that's
veteran.
happening. Justice Department isn't willing to. FBI
7v1
is not
is a fair
willing to.
fight.
No government official has
Double
stepped
Shine
up
is a
and given
liberal,
an
yes. I've
explanation
argued
as
with
to
him
why they did
before.
this. And I demand an explanation. I demand
Well,
an
they
explanation for
haven't
the
released
Justice
the
Department. I
warrant either.
demand an
Demands an
explanation for the
explanation.
FBI. I demand an explanation as to why they took such an unprecedented act as raiding a former president.
Well, Trump has the ability to release the warrant, so why hasn't he?
I have no clue. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the Justice Department to. Can the Justice Department talk? Can the Justice Department talk? Yes or no?
Can't
Can they
Trump?
I mean, they're not
the
likely to
FBI
on the
talk?
matter
the
of an
ability
And the
to.
FBI
yeah, they're
talk?
not likely to on the matter of an ongoing
Right. So when they
investigation.
raided Epstein, they didn't talk, right? When they raided Epstein's island, they didn't talk. Oh wait. That's right. They did talk.
Wait, so
Okay.
this is an argument of hypocrisy.
I don't know what it is.
I'm arguing that
It's pudding, dude. It's pudding.
I'm arguing it's more likely than not that it's more likely than not that the Justice Department FBI overstepped and they're not willing to make this publicly known.
Why? I just want to know why, like, you're so upset that it's happening specifically to a former president. Like, this happens all the time to various people who just are nobodies. Like, if they think that like a cousin of yours was selling crack at some point years ago, they will literally bust down your door and kill you if you resist. Like, I just don't get it.
The timing is just terribly convenient on it. I mean, we
No,
got
it's
this
not. It
election
would be
that's coming
convenient.
in November.
Listen,
It's like
I
right
reject
there.
that.
It just encourages the Republicans to feel like they've got their motivation, and it's going to get them to come to the ballot box to fight back against the Democrats.
So let me get this
because
straight.
they've got
but
it.
They've been
aren't
fed.
you saying that like the motivation is for like I feel like this like bolsters the Republican way more. I don't think people are gonna start voting for Democrats because
They've
Trump
been
got, like,
fed.
That's a
So let me get this straight. They've been fed this lie that voting doesn't work, voting's broken, voting doesn't work, but now they have to vote harder. Right? So I'm confused, like, why they would bother if they've been fed that narrative.
Right? Especially in midterms, the average voter doesn't show up to midterms. Midterms voting is severely down from the actual term of the presidency. So when people vote in midterms, the numbers go severely down because the average person does not vote for midterms. That's just a common fact. And so this is going to backfire. Republicans are going to vote for midterms. Conservatives are going to vote for midterms. You're going to see a red Congress and a red Senate. And that's what you're going to see come November. And
sounds like
it's
a win.
going to be
You should
interesting.
in
It's going to
favor
backfire.
for it. Why do you care then if it's gonna backfire? It seems like you're happy about that, right?
I mean, it's gonna backfire. So I don't know why you guys are so happy this happened. I'm not happy this happened because it
I
seems
told
like an
you, it was
overstep.
hot, it was sexy.
It seems like an overstep of the United States government, trying to do whatever they can to try and make someone else look bad.
All right, hold on. Before everyone goes, I want to give. There's a bunch of people just joined in. And I want to get their opinions on this. All right. So I want to get
go.
fucking Freem's opinion on this on the Mar-a-Lago raid.
What about it?
Loud.
I just,
How do you feel about it? You think it's unjust? It's liberal fascism? Do you think this is the end of America? Like,
No. I've heard. Who was it? Was it somebody on Fox News was saying this is no. It was who said that this is what third world countries do?
I remember that.
Matt Gaetz. That's who it was.
I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I would say that like you could flip that on the other end too if we didn't go after a former president for doing something that was illegal. Honestly, just came in because I saw 6 people like beating the shit out of one person, and I was like, man, I want to get in on that too. So
okay,
I'm just kidding. I love Sprout.
I want to hear from Bassett next.
Can I? Oh, okay, you said next. I'm sorry. After you, sir.
Yeah.
Beckett, I think that's you.
Oh, was that me? Beckett, right, cool. Yeah. Sorry. No, that's fine. Hi.
Wait, are you Australian?
Holy shit.
No, I'm British. God damn.
fuck, never
No,
mind.
we're the
All right,
originals.
listen, the last time I had to care. Listen, the last time I had to care about the Brits had to say was 1776. Okay.
Well, we also came over and burnt the White House down after that. So if that's all right, it's okay. I understand. I understand that your history education system isn't fucking fantastic, and you like kind of stuck on getting rid of us.
Who'd you beg for? Who'd you beg help for in World War II?
Oh God, we're not doing this again, right? Okay, fuck Trump.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah. So let's get what your take is on this. Then we'll continue.
So I think that I don't know what the legitimacy of this is because they're not releasing everything. There could be reasons they're not releasing things. They might have evidence they don't want to bring forward because there are other people involved, and we just don't know that yet. That's not a unique situation with Fed raids. They might just be like, well, we don't want to spook other people who we're going to go for, whether it's people involved in the administration or in media. As for the case of whether they should be able to raid a former president, I don't know. The Republicans have kind of been frankly bitching for years that as have the Dems, that there are people in the American political system who seem to be beyond the law. Well, here you go, they're raiding a former president, trying to show that anybody, regardless of who they are, can be investigated, can have property seized, and can be properly brought to some kind
As
of
long
a
as you're
justice.
Orange Man, right?
Okay, well, I'm not saying that
He's
they
so
should
mad.
just be
Why
doing
is
this
he
to
so
Trump.
mad? Isn't he
I
like
the
some
precedent
based
that you can do it to
centrist?
anybody if there is corruption involved. And I'm not saying that that's what's happened. I'm saying that appears to be what's been investigated. Now, from the case of whether the DOJ is somehow being strong-armed by the Democrats, okay, possibly. Who knows? Again, that seems like a conspiracy theory unless there is some evidence there other than the circumstantial stuff. If it comes out that there was strong arming, then we should kind of have a conversation about that. But for the moment, you've just got a situation where a lot of shit has happened around Trump, whether you're talking about January 6th, ongoing stuff, whether there's corruption or anything else, stuff to do with like pressuring even like to do with Ukraine before the election. So let's see how that investigation goes. And if it's a good precedent, then great, we can do it to other politicians who are corrupt. And also, from your own point, I agree with you. I don't think this is a good look for the Democrats. It will bolster the Republican base. So I don't know why you're complaining from a midterms point of view, because from the Democrat side,
I'm not complaining. I'm saying it's going to backfire.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's where I'm complaining. I'm on the left. I'm upset about the fact that like there's a Trump judge that appears to be like encouraging the FBI to do a raid to encourage the Republicans to come out in force. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree.
Which they need.
Conspiracy as
Hold on,
well.
let me just finish. Which they need, because after Roe versus Wade, well, it doesn't appear to be appearing in a lot of the polls. There's a good chance that Democrat voters in certain states and certain locations are going to turn up for the midterms because they are terrified, understandably, of Republican control and therefore like further reductions to kind of abortion rights, but also the ongoing incursions into kind of precedents that have been set around gay marriage and everything else. So if anything, the Republicans need that bolstering because you don't know whether people aren't going to turn up and vote. You've just had the, is it Kansas? That just had the referendum on abortion and it passed massively. So people are turning out to vote. This argument that Dem voters aren't going to do that just isn't holding true. And you can see that in microcosms now. And November's not that far away for you guys. So there you go. There's my take.
First of all, you're British, so
watch
that's
a
an L
weekly
already.
Conspiracy theory show, and I am hearing some shit that I just can't grapple with. Everybody is drawing the biggest conclusions without any evidence.
Okay, listen. Here's what we know.
I'm the only one who's bringing evidence.
Elder Drazi. Here's what we know, right? So we know that the FBI raided. We know the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago on a court-approved warrant. We know that the judge that approved the warrant gave thousands of dollars to Obama for his campaigning efforts. We know that the Trump attorneys were not let into Mar-a-Lago while the FBI was conducting the raid. The attorneys were not let into, which is breaking precedent in and of itself. The attorneys are usually allowed inside the premises as the raid is going on, as they are his attorneys. We also know the FBI is not saying anything. We know the Justice Department is not saying anything. We know that the Trump lawyers have said that Trump declassified the information that was taken prior to leaving office. We know all of this information.
Okay,
Right?
can I
But
tell
we're
us
not going off
what else?
baseless.
What other things we know?
Okay, go ahead. Tell me, what else do we know?
We know
I'd like to
Beckett
respond to one of the things you said.
is related by blood to Ed Sheeran. That motherfucker looks just like him. No, we know that Trump's got a history of destroying White House documents. We know that the documents are required to be turned over to the National Archives by law. We know that the National Archives received classified documents from the Trump, well, not the Trump White House, they're gone now, but from Trump that were shredded or destroyed, which was the impetus behind this thing. I actually pulled up a timeline just for you. The reason there wasn't a subpoena for this was because this was being investigated as a criminal matter by the FBI. By the Justice Department, right?
Mhm.
So they ordered the National Archives to keep mum on this, right? While
So a
they
subpoena-
initiated a grand jury investigation into whether or not Trump violated the law by holding on to classified materials and taking them to Mar-a-Lago, which it appears he did because they got probable cause for a search warrant. After you, sir.
So a subpoena. So you're saying the FBI can't issue a subpoena in a criminal matter?
I'm sure they can.
That's what
They
you're stating.
didn't.
Oh,
They
so
can
they
also
did.
execute a search warrant.
So they did skip the process of subpoenaing the individual.
How do you know that?
They
Wait,
did
is a
skip that
subpoena really a
process.
Yeah,
process?
how do you know that?
Huh? Because the Trump attorneys have said they were not subpoenaed for this information. There's no official
Yeah, they don't have to
documentation. So
subpoena.
wait. There's no official documentation that any of this was subpoenaed. There was no there's nothing. They skipped subpoena and went straight to raid.
Yeah, they don't have to subpoena. He's already destroyed documents.
Right.
They
So
don't have to do a
they don't
subpoena.
have to subpoena. So we should take the strongest. We should take the strongest act we possibly can instead of following through the precedent of legal action.
You know
that
what?
we have.
Literally,
Instead of
yes.
following that precedent,
Literally,
we
yes.
literally skip
And I'll
the
tell you
very
why.
end
This is a search
and raid the
warrant.
individual.
I
This
am
is a search
tired.
warrant. This is the legal action. This is
I
the
am
legal
so
road to take.
tired of a limp dick Democratic presidency and a limp dick Democratic Congress and Senate. I am so glad, honestly, that this happened because this shows that we actually have some power, okay? I want Dark Brandon to fucking grab him by the throat and force choke him in Minecraft, okay? That's what I want.
See,
All right?
this is
I
where
like you, Alex.
this is where we're at. We are saying that we are
authoritarian.
saying that individuals should, especially former presidents, shouldn't be shouldn't have the process that a criminal investigation normally goes through, which is subpoenaing the information.
They're not going to subpoena
you
information if
already
it has a
conceded
history
They
of being
can't
don't need a
destroyed.
subpoena. So yes, typically
You
when you're
already
asking,
conceded that they don't need a subpoena.
typically, no, I did not. They subpoenaed the National Archives. They did not subpoena Trump. So a subpoena is a request for information, right? And that's what they're looking for was information. So the next logical process would be to subpoena Trump. Right? That would be the next logical process in this criminal investigation would be to subpoena the records.
They don't
But they
subpoena
don't do
people
that.
that
They
they...
just
records that
raid
keep
it
being
instead.
destroyed. If Trump's got a history of
Right.
destroying records, why would they subpoena for
Right,
him?
exactly.
So
Is it
wi-
common
so
before you raid somebody that you let their lawyers know so they can tip them off and get rid of everything before you show
they
up?
let
and
the
put your
Secret
normal part of the
Service know.
process?
They let the Secret Service know.
Yeah, because they were about to be showing up at Mar-a-Lago where the Secret Service is. Of course they let
Wait.
them know.
But you keep saying that like they didn't tell his lawyers.
They let the Secret Service know they were going to show up. Like, amazing.
No,
Insight.
I never said they didn't tell his lawyers. I said they didn't let his lawyers in Mar-a-Lago when the
didn't
FBI was
invite
raiding
the
Mar-a-Go,
lawyers. They
which is
didn't
again
invite
press,
the
which
lawyers.
again
don't
is
have to
against which
invite the
again is
lawyers.
which
That's
again
so
is
goofy.
which again is against precedent. It is against precedent to not
Against
allow.
precedent
It's
to
yes,
not-
it's
to
it's
not
against
invite
it's
lawyers
yes.
to a
Can
raid?
can you give me a second? It's against precedent.
Yeah,
If a
let's
lawyer,
keep
if
having
a
you
lawyer,
fucking, like,
if a
spew
if
off
a
nonsense.
kid not kid, if a lawyer of the
listening.
individual is there, the lawyer is allowed inside the house while the house is being raided. The individual may not be, but the lawyer is allowed because if the lawyer takes actions, they could be disbarred and criminally held liable to what they did during the raid. The lawyer is allowed inside during a raid. Did you not know this?
The lawyer was
Is
there.
it required
Apparently
that
it
you
wasn't.
inform them?
Did you not know this?
Yeah, but the lawyer wasn't there. What do you mean?
The lawyers were there and they were told to get the fuck out.
Okay. then
Based.
Do we know why they were told to get out?
No, the Justice Department isn't talking, so we have to go off what we know.
Which is not a lot.
We know what Trump's we
Yeah,
know
let's just
what
fill
we
in
know
the
what
room with
happened.
allegations,
We know
yeah.
what happened following up to this. We know what Trump's lawyers are saying. We don't know what the Justice Department is doing because they're keeping their mouth shut because they know they overstepped. We don't know what the FBI is saying because they're keeping their mouth shut because they know they overstepped. Like,
It's a no-knock warrant, man. I don't know what to tell you.
This is
They
a
had a
matter
no-knock.
of this is a matter of overstepping and then deciding,
that.
oh shit, we're just keep our mouth shut and we're just gonna pretend like this never happened.
They had a no-knock warrant, man. They didn't need a reason. They had a no-knock warrant. I don't know what to
And
tell
a
you.
lawyer is allowed inside during a no-knock warrant.
How does a
Well,
lawyer get inside if like if you're trying to show up unannounced? How do you let the lawyer inside if they're not already there?
The lawyers can show up, or if they're
Okay.
already there, then they're already there.
Do you think there could be a good reason why they told the lawyers you're not allowed in right now? Or is there no
No.
good reason?
No.
None?
No.
Okay, it's impossible that the lawyers could have been acting maliciously. This is not feasibly possible because their job's on the line.
Then disbar the lawyer. Then disbar the lawyer. If you think the lawyer is going to make such drastic actions outside of the common law, then disbar the lawyer, as they are not holding up their oath as a lawyer.
Well, no, yeah, their lawyer isn't being charged with a crime. This attorney that is representing Trump in this case is not like one of the defendants in the case. They're allowed to represent their client. Just like if I was being pulled over by the cops.
Look, honestly, it wouldn't
"Hey, I wanna
surprise me
ask
if you
you a couple
started
questions,"
crying.
I
This
go,
is
"I
some
want my lawyer
libertarian
to be
brain
here
rot,
for
okay?
that." If they want to search my house, I can say, "Not unless my lawyer gets here for you to search the house." And your lawyer gets there and does the thing with them.
You're still allowed your Fifth Amendment rights. You're still allowed to have a lawyer. Like this isn't like.
Doesn't Trump still have a lawyer?
Yes, but the lawyers were not allowed to do their duties.
But they can object to anything they want in court. They can sue.
I mean,
Like,
I think he should.
What duties are they missing out on?
I think he should sue the FBI.
I guess I'm curious. What are the duties that they're not doing?
But by you saying that Trump can sue the FBI for not allowing his lawyers in during the raid, you are admitting that the FBI fucked up by not allowing the lawyers inside. You are making that admission by saying that if Trump can, if Trump should sue, then yeah, if you're saying Trump should sue, then you are admitting the FBI fucked up because you believe that Trump should sue.
He can sue, right? Not that he should.
We're a litigious society, and our justice system allows people to sue and to represent themselves.
I think Trump should sue.
That's not an admission of any wrongdoing. I'm just saying it's a legal avenue he can go down if he wants to. But he's not being denied legal counsel. He still has his lawyers. They can still do whatever lawyerly things they want. I don't know what you're talking about.
They were not allowed to act as a lawyer of the defendant in this case.
Were they fired? I don't. What do you mean?
No,
like, did a judge bar them?
They were kept out of the house during the raid. I don't know what part of my words you're missing. They were kept out of Mar-a-Lago and told to get the fuck out of Mar-a-Lago during the raid. Yes, they do. As a lawyer of the defendant, they have to be allowed in.
Do they have security clearance to see classified information?
They are allowed in.
Do you think if Saul Goodman were like? Do you think if Saul Goodman were like Trump's lawyer? Yeah, well, that's my issue. We're talking about classified information. I could see why they.
The odds are they have security clearances if they are the lawyer of the former president of the United States. Odds are they have security clearances.
I'm not so sure.
You can get a civilian top secret security clearance.
How about you provide me proof of that? Right? If I had to go hunt down the fucking.
I'm not saying that this is true, but what I am saying is that you can get a civilian top secret clearance. So the odds are in the favor that the lawyers of a former president of the United States would have a top secret security clearance enable them to do their jobs.
So much of what you say requires a lot of faith on the people that you're talking to, because like you don't even know if what you're saying is true, and you're saying like we should be.
I don't know if they have security clearances.
What is the source?
The lawyers were kicked
Almost
out.
every claim you've made is hinging on like
what
you got to trust this guy.
What claim? The lawyers were kicked out. The lawyers were kicked out. That's a claim that's.
What's the source? What's your source?
In any news article. Look up.
No, I need a specific one. I'm seeing one from New York Post that says Trump says Trump says his attorneys weren't allowed anywhere near. Now, come on, Trump says. That's a little. I don't know if we can trust that one.
After source. Trump lawyer who was at Mar-a-Lago for FBI. Let's see. This CBS News. 30 to 40 FBI personnel conducted the search.
Okay.
Let's see. Halligan says she and Bob were barred from going inside the complex, forced to remain outside between the ballroom and residence on the grounds of Mar-a-Lago. According to Halligan, the FBI divided up the search into 3 areas: a bedroom, a storage area, and an office. But they were not allowed inside where the raid was happening.
Was that the lawyer's word again?
This was a lawyer of the defendant. Yes, Halligan.
That happened to be on site and was told to leave. By the way, we got some new people that came in. Can we hear from them real quick?
Yeah, I would love to hear from fucking Happy Takes. Welcome in.
What's up, big dog? Thank you for having me. I don't know, Sprout. You got the MAGA hat on. What are you digging your heels in deep on this one? Are you digging your heels in on a
I admire
on
the
a
fact that he's
lawful
willing to
raid?
jump into like a 12-person gangbang. Sprout, you
That's why
have
I
my
feel
respect.
bad. I don't want to like dogpile on
Hot.
him like everyone else.
No,
No,
dogpile. I
Sprout.
demand a fucking dogpile. I want goddamn blood. This is a political shit show. Fucking end this, man.
I know,
Now
but
do
it's like
it.
10 people arguing Sprouticus.
I'm
It's like,
doing
holy shit,
more.
I feel
I
bad
get a
for that guy.
27-person panel. This is illegal.
Dark Brandon will seize all of you and put you into maid dresses and force feminize you and your children.
Goddamn right he will.
Happy. If you think this is big, wait for my next shows.
The reign of Dark
Bring me
Brandon.
on, baby. Bring me on. But Sprout, I'm not trying to dogpile you, dude. I'm not trying to dogpile you. And I don't know what your position is, but you do realize this was a lawful raid. We need to hold political leaders to account. I don't give a fuck if it was a president. I
demand an explanation. I demand an explanation from the Justice Department, from the FBI,
agree. They
as
need
to
to be
what was going on.
transparent.
But I believe this is a political act. This was a political act, especially
Why?
especially
It's
in
a law
accordance with
enforcement agency.
especially in accordance with how close this is to the midterms. This was a political
But you
act.
even conceded that this is going to harm them. Why
Okay.
is it a
it's
political
gonna
ploy? That makes
backfire,
no
right?
fucking sense.
This could have been right after the midterms, and
Wait,
you'd say,
wait,
well,
wait,
it's too close
wait.
to the presidency.
So
This,
you can't
like,
make you can't make a
Okay,
so you,
okay,
you
let me
can't
ask
so
you
you
this.
can't make an action and
Okay.
decide later that that backfired on me. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure all of us every day make actions and be like,
If
shit,
Trump
that one
did
backfired.
something bad, he deserves to lose support. If he didn't do anything, they
Yes.
did something bad, then that's stupid on them. Then like I
Then
guess
the
Sprout.
Justice
Republicans.
Department, then the Justice Department should come out and say,
Sure,
hey, this
but that's
is what
all
it is.
speculation. That's all of your claims. Are just
He deserves 1,000 years in the
because you have
estrogen
no
chamber.
knowledge.
Hey,
If the
real
Justice
quick,
Department
real
comes
quick,
out
hey,
and I'm
real
proven
quick.
wrong, give it. Like if the Justice
Real
Department
quick.
comes out and I'm proven wrong, that's fine.
Yeah,
But they need to come
awesome.
out. They need to offer.
Hey,
Hey,
is
this
They need to come out.
Hey,
They need to
is
offer
this-
an explanation as to what exactly happened.
Hi there. Hi, I'm the moderator. How you doing? Okay, how many takes go?
Is this strictly? Have we confirmed that this is purely based on the Presidential Records Act? Like, is this purely what the this raid or this search was about?
According to the New York Times, it is.
According to everything we have
Okay.
so far, yes.
Then Sprout, I am on your side. If it is purely, if they're coming at this like, hey, we're just only going after him for the presidential record, I do agree with you because he could just go, fuck you. They're declassified. I didn't put the classification on it yet, but I was going to. And then this is all over. And the DOJ and the FBI can get fucked.
No,
But
no. If he's got, firstly, they recovered classified information already. So
They
he was-
no,
I was gonna
wait,
keep
wait,
classified.
wait,
That's called breaking the law.
wait,
It's called
they-
breaking the law. If you were
wait,
doing
wait,
something
wait,
classified,
wait,
that's
wait,
called breaking the law.
When you said they recovered classified information. When you said they recovered classified information, the only thing that's publicly known is that there was classified information in the boxes that Donald Trump gave to the National Archives. That's the only thing. And they specify that it was marked as classified, not current classified, that was marked as classified. You can have a documentation that is marked as classified that has been declassified and is no longer classified information.
he had to make that
I'll
distinction.
just read from the New York Times
Yes,
again because all
Sprout
we're
is
doing
correct.
all we're doing is just like
Look what they did to my
On
president.
Monday, FBI
Look
agents
what they did to him.
home, breaking
I
open
can't
a
believe
safe
this.
as they conducted the search in what seemed to be the latest attempt to obtain information related to his handling of classified materials. In an interview with Real America's Voice, Christian Bob, the attorney for Mr. Trump, appeared to confirm the agents were looking for presidential records, some of which may have contained classified information.
May have contained classified information, right?
His
So
lawyer
may
is
have,
saying they may have contained classified information.
may
Do you
have
disagree with
contained.
his lawyer?
Well,
Did
yeah,
your lawyer lie?
obviously it's may have. We can't know for
so
sure. That's
I
kind of the
believe-
whole fucking point
So
of
I
doing a
believe,
raid.
Fox,
so
but,
I
like,
believe
do you think the lawyer's
that,
lying?
so I believe
That's
the
fake,
lawyers
I'm
of what
sure.
they're saying is that they declassified the information prior to Trump leaving office. Now it may have still been marked as classified, but just because it's marked as classified does not mean it's classified information. I can write "fuck you" on a piece of paper and mark it as classified. Does that make it classified?
Trump did
information?
nothing wrong.
Oh,
Not
Arrest
only do we
Hillary.
have to
Lock
trust
her
the
up.
lawyers,
We're
we
still
have to
gonna lock
trust their
her up. Damn it.
interpretation of what the lawyers say.
I feel like you've like
don't
admitted
need
as much that they
chunks.
have like reasonable reason to suspect that reasonable reason. That's stupid. They have reason to
This is
suspect that there
called
might be
probable cause.
classified information there. If they do, like, what the fuck is the problem there other than
So then
baseless
raid,
why did
speculation?
they- but
so
why
then
did
raid,
they
ev- so
raid
then
his
raid every single president's house because
Yeah,
there's
why
a
did they raid his
possibility these
house?
presidents still have classified information. Raid
just
every
raid
single
the
president's house. at this point in time.
Shouldn't it- Can you
Raid-
admit they
Raid-
shouldn't
That's not
have
what I mean
raided
by
his
reason
house?
to believe. It's
Let's
not
all
dangerous.
talk at
George
once,
W.
all
Raid
together.
Bill
Why don't
Clinton.
we all just talk? Let's all just clap our hands and fucking talk. All right,
Hey,
so let's
motherfucker, I
start.
was raising my hand earlier.
Okay, fucking
Double shot.
let's go.
Yeah, I was about
Double
to say
shot.
something.
Yeah,
What's
Let's,
up?
real quick.
yeah, let's
double
have Goon.
shot.
Let's have Goon go, then half baked.
Yeah, got you.
And then me.
All right, but yeah, like I was, like I had just wanted to say that yeah, like what if other presidents, just started doing this to like other presidents, just using this as like a political tool. So
All right, half baked takes.
Good point.
Double shot. Like, you would understand the fucking concerning aspect of fucking raiding and sending in fucking agents to just like wholly fucking search a residence is different than just asking a president, can you give us these documents? And I know that they were going through the legal process, but they were in the middle of the legal process and the FBI said, fuck that, we're going in. Can you see how that's a problem?
Yeah, it sounds like a lawful raid because they didn't want anything to be touched. I don't see what's wrong with that. As for precedent, like whether or not presidents are going to start harming other presidents. First off, I don't think Biden had any impact on this. I think all of this was handled by the DOJ with Merrick Garland. But like, yeah, I obviously I don't think like presidents we should be like going and trying to ruin their lives and shit like that. But like if he has like classified information, what's wrong with the lawful raid? That's law. You could do that.
Let me tell you something, folks.
Why didn't they raid it earlier? Why didn't they raid it earlier?
I don't think we're asking the real
Why
questions
didn't they
here.
raid George W. Bush? Why didn't they raid Bill Clinton? Why didn't they raid?
Because
Wait,
Nixon.
You are fundamentally you are not understanding what I mean by a reason to suspect.
Why didn't they raid Barack Obama?
Can
Why
I just
aren't
answer
they
this
going to
question real
raid?
quick?
Why are women?
I'll just answer this question. Because Bill Clinton and Barack Obama didn't
I
take
can't hear
records and
anybody.
then return them to the National Archives shredded. That's why.
I missed like half of your first statement, which means that I got absolutely fuck shit. So if you could repeat that, that'd be great.
To answer your question, the reason they didn't raid Barack Obama or Bill Clinton or George W. Bush is because they didn't take classified documents from the White House and then return them shredded to the National Archives or destroyed.
They weren't returned shredded.
Look at that lib coat rage quitting.
The documents that you were referring to were ripped up by Trump and then taped back together. This was during his presidency. And again, the president can declassify whatever the fuck he wants. So I don't really take. This is during his presidency. I don't really, and he can declassify at this point in time anything he would like to. So I don't think that a president ripping up a classified document as much of anything really. The president can declassify that and post it on Twitter if he wanted to.
Okay, so quickly, because I'm almost in two minds, because part of me agrees with you from a process side, and like, look, obviously I'm British, I've got no horse in the race other than
Cringe.
our world falling apart, but like, yeah, Trump has a reputation for kind of destroying documents in rage or anything else. Yes, they might have been worried about him trying to get rid of things or just hiding things. Was it the right process? Well, I think overwhelmingly, from what I'm seeing online from different articles, process side, it seems to be ill-advised, and now that potentially sets a precedent. Now the question is, possibly more important, if they find something that they can use against him, because it's the general, they've taken quite a lot of different documents, how is that used against him? Because, from the side of people who are supporting Trump, if
As long as it was specified in
That
the
piss
warrant,
porn was
it
planted.
be specified.
It was planted in that safe. You hear me?
But
You
well,
can prove it.
Well, this is Trump's
It
claim.
had to be specified in the warrant, though, Beckett.
Well, yeah, that's
It had
the
to be
point.
specified.
So it has to be
So,
specified in the
if
warrant.
it's
So
in
if
there,
they've
Yeah, we don't have the warrant.
No, it doesn't. Wait,
Yeah, but
it doesn't. It
then
doesn't
does
have to be
Trump-
specified. The warrant can essentially be that I can look through anything. And I know this because I've gone through technological forensics. So I've gone through technological forensics classes in which when we put a warrant in, we request pretty much everything technologically to ensure that even if we think they have a desktop, we think they have a phone, they could have a laptop as well. So we request all technology and all peripherals. And then we can, and then during a raid, we can take all technology.
Documents, right?
This is a very strict warrant that had to be there were specified parameters to what could be and what could not be recovered. And it also had to specify,
we don't
like,
have
this
the
is
warrant.
not like when we raid. No. I know that, but we have to assume that the DOJ is not dumb enough to fucking go with some blanket fucking warrant to an ex-president's house. Like, they had to come with some very specific parameters on what this warrant allowed for them to search and what they were allowed to take.
Right.
And
I agree.
promise you,
The
it was
Justice Department should start talking. I agree. The Justice Department should start talking.
I don't
they should
know what they're
release.
doing.
They should release the warrant. Release what they were searching for. They don't have
Merrick
to
Garland
They don't have
is
to
a
specifically
clown.
name
We know.
that. They don't have to specifically name the classified portions of documents, but they have to. They should release what they were searching for. Release what they were allowed to take. And the Justice Department, the FBI, and the White House, they all need to start talking and inform the American public of what exactly the fuck happened.
Okay,
Well,
well,
until then, you're making like speculation until they actually say it.
What do you think the goal of this is? Because if it's just a case where they're taking certain documents, do you think that they're trying to stop Trump running for re-election? Do you think they're actually trying to imprison him for something? Because that's the question. Because if they just want a blanket thing where they can discredit him so he can't rerun, because that's almost believable. But if it's a case where they're trying to imprison him for something, and the arguments from kind of Trump supporters and also other legal sides that I've seen online,
Certainly not trying to they're most certainly not trying to give him jail time.
Okay, so you'd agree that if this is political, it's just to discredit Trump so he can't run again?
Yes.
Do you think if he does run again, hypothetically after this, do you think this will help or hinder him in the eyes of his supporters?
If he does run again and the Justice Department keeps
You
their
mean
mouth
when
shut,
he runs
then
again?
this is going to backfire on what the intentions were, what it seems the intentions were, and we're gonna have a red Congress and a red Senate come November.
So do you think, like, from looking at the judge and everything else, do you think it's possible that those warrants could have been issued not because the Dems wanted it, but because the Republicans might want it?
The judge gave thousands of dollars to Obama for his campaigning efforts. I highly doubt, looking at the judge's background, that the judge was trying to pull one for the Republicans here.
Okay,
Listen,
so you...
I have a comment.
Go on.
I just want to say this entire panel was fucking bullshit. Everyone here is bad faith. Buddy doesn't even have his fucking parrots. Alex is doing his fucking ironic MAGA thing. Beckett's shirt is like so fucking loud I can't even hear what he's saying. Sprout's the only one doing anything here. Goon's dope. I like his
Beckett is British.
I got here
this was
late.
Obviously a setup, just like the FBI. Alexa wanted to set up Sprout to have him gang banged by a bunch of lefties. I am against.
You weren't supposed to expose me like this, you cunt.
This is like the
It's
most
the
good
exact
faith
same thing that
description
I've
of
been
me I've
saying the
ever
whole
heard.
time. Like, exactly the whole thing. It's all a scam. This is all a setup. Again, it's a Trump
The game was rigged from the start.
No, there's a Trump judge that signed the warrant. They sent the frickin' FBI. The Secret Service was in on it. They sent him out with a bunch of boxes. They're going to reveal that there was nothing in the boxes except for a letter that said Joe Biden pooped his pants. And then they're going to be like, look, this is a whole thing. This is a conspiracy against Trump. And then all the Republicans are going to come and do the landslide.
How do you guys like live every day in such conspiracy?
Even
if that's the case, and that's fucking awesome,
but here's the thing.
Right? If they fucked up and there's nothing to find, awesome. Okay, you guys can go fucking yell at them. But until then, you guys are just speculating on shit that you even admitted would backfire. So I don't. It's such a waste of time.
Even Mike Pence, who has been, I don't think anyone on this panel is going to argue that Mike Pence has been trying to like draw the ties closer with Trump. Mike Pence has been trying to push himself away from Trump as much as he possibly can during this time frame. That way, maybe he has the potential of running outside of Trump. Now, with that being said, Mike Pence has even said that the DOJ and the FBI are out of bounds with this one. and that they need to start talking. They need to give the citizens of the United States of America some sort of explanation as to why what happened happened.
Well,
Okay,
it's good
Can
for
I
his
can I
here's-
I would
offer an
just like to
alternative?
say-
Hold
doesn't
on.
matter if he's like
Based
separate
would just
on
like to
from
say,
Trump. It's good for his
jokes
base.
aside, as an alternative, because through kind of my masters and things through political science and counterterrorism, I read a lot of like declassified CIA committee reports, all that shit. The truth is that a lot of the stuff that happens in kind of letter agencies is really fucking dumb and like it's surprisingly, shockingly incompetent. Like they will write reports about one thing and then openly lie to it and then submit the report to select committees. We've seen the CIA do this with Gitmo. So do you think it's possible that maybe there's no conspiracy, maybe just the FBI did something dumb? Like, would you accept that as an explanation? It's it's
That
a
should
trigger
be your
happy somewhere.
explanation.
Even if the FBI
Nah,
did something
I'll-
dumb, it
Don't
leads.
don't apply malice where it's just incompetence.
Even if the FBI did something dumb, it leads to the idea that faith has been lost and should be lost in the FBI by American citizens.
Should we disband it?
If this was just a quote unquote misstep of the FBI, then the FBI needs to be distrusted by every single American citizen moving forward until they can
Here's-
fix their shit.
Here's what I'm willing
And,
to
Female
lend you.
body inspector.
Distrust it or disband
yeah,
it?
like the
Distrust it or
FBI
disband it?
doesn't
If-
doesn't like get anything wrong, because half of the cases that they do go after, like they like they guarantee like to close them. So I don't think that this is bullshit. Like I think that this was well planned out. They probably been thinking about doing this for a while. But just a backdoor what the 40th was saying. Like I do believe that this was done to discredit Trump's campaign, but like it's most definitely gonna backfire against him. And I mean like there's clearly gonna be a red wave, next election.
Here's what I'm willing to
But
lend you. Okay.
But I would just like to say though, like they're doing this to Trump. And there's been other presidents that have clearly done like foul shit back then. Like, why was this not done to them? Why are they, specifically trying to go after Trump? Trump, like in my eyes, I mean, like if they want to say that he like incited something or whatnot, or took these
I have an
documents,
answer to that.
we could have,
Trump has a cult
said
of
the same
personality.
thing for like Hillary.
He also tried to run a coup.
So they're going-
against the government.
They're going
There's
after
an
Trump.
ongoing investigation happening.
They're going after Trump because Trump is stupid. It's
That's
because
not what
he's
this is
stupid.
about.
He can't cover his tracks like other ingrained politicians. He hasn't learned that. He's been fucking coddled from the fucking silver spoon in his mouth up until now. So he doesn't know how to hide his tracks. It's always been covered for him, and that's why.
You're stating his lawyers. You're stating his lawyers that have publicly stated to the American citizens that the information that was obtained was more than likely declassified. Again, they don't know what information was obtained. They weren't allowed to be there. The information that was obtained was more than likely declassified by President Trump before he left the Oval Office.
What I was going to say before is
you are stating that his lawyers are lying and
Yeah.
lying to the entirety of the American public.
if the FBI finds nothing, you guys are right. That not completely, but in the sense that it will look horrible for the Democrats, and Trump will have a huge talking point. I do believe that. But here's what I'll say: I don't think that the FBI would do this lightly, because there's never been an investigation like this done on a former president, like a full-on unannounced raid. Okay, there hasn't. So in that sense, it's kind of unprecedented, right? Now, is it unprecedented in the sense that it's never happened? No, we've done this before. We just are trying to make this political because this is a formerly political figure. Now, I don't think that this is
Wait.
or currently. You know what I meant? Former political office is what I meant. Still political. I'm a little tired, but you understand my point. So
what I'd like to know from the people that are like in favor of this raid, what sort of information are we expecting to see to call this justified? And is there any bar at which you might be willing to say, well, they didn't find anything, clearly this was unjustified? And again, this is where I was saying with my note from frickin' Obama or note to Biden or whatever it is, like, If they
I would
don't
be-
find anything, is this
I would
at some
be
point gonna
shocked.
be a bad thing?
I would be shocked if they turned up empty-handed. I would be shocked.
Well,
I
I'm not
think- I
not
think-
hearing
why
the
aren't they talking
results
then?
determine
Why
the
aren't they talking then?
justification.
Why aren't
I
they
don't
talking?
know. I don't know.
It's-
I don't have the answer.
For me, it's an unprecedented precedent for this precedent to create a precedent for this former precedent.
Dark Brandon has his reasons. Just trust in the plan. Dark Brandon's plan.
No. Don't just blindly trust in the government.
Yes,
That-
blindly
that
trust
is-
in your
that-
government.
that
Dark
is-
Brandon
no,
said
do not
so.
blindly trust
In
the
government we trust.
Much more giga
Wear
Yes,
the maid
Dark
dress.
Brandon.
Get in the
Blindly
estrogen
trust the
chamber.
government.
Force
So-
feminize. Do it.
No, like this sort of thing though can, even if it's minor things, can have huge impacts. Don't forget, like one of the major things that caused the fall of our prime minister, who's just on his way out, was getting fined by the police for COVID parties. Even simple things happening like this can have big impacts. Now, from a state of is it what's too far? I think that part of the problem is when most politicians leave office. When you're looking at Bush, when you're looking at Obama, maybe the exemption of the
Look at Clinton. Look at Bill Clinton.
No, I'll circle back. We'll use the White House term. I'll circle back to that because I do agree. But they tend to take a step back from politics and maybe do talk shows, touring, whatever. But Trump hasn't done that. He's actively recampaigning for presidency. He's looking at 2024 and seeing how that's going to go. That's not quite the same thing with the Clintons themselves. Yes, there has been a long-running thing with how the Clinton Foundation has been involved. Obviously, Hillary was more involved in politics. But Bill, in the same way, is just wheeled out. And if anything, isn't particularly helpful. Trump isn't like that. Trump still has a lot of support, and he still has a massive cult of personality, and he still has the media and monetary push, despite what people want to say about him, to actually have influence. This is not the same as dealing with a former president that just steps aside and then dealing with their party. They are directly dealing with Trump and how he is putting himself forward over the next few years for his re-election against Biden. And in some ways, from kind of looking at what the Republican side actually wants to get into power, I don't understand why the Republicans are still supporting Trump. You should be looking at your next candidates, because the truth is, if someone like DeSantis ran against Biden tomorrow, I think you'd slam
He
dunk.
whoops his ass. It's not even close.
Yeah,
He beats him by 12 points.
Yeah, I don't.
Get his
I don't.
ass.
So this whole thing of there are so many people who are going to vote against Trump at the next election if he runs, not to mention the Republicans who are never Trumpers. And that's a very real thing, in the same way the Democrats had never Hillarys. So this defense of Trump doesn't seem to be helping you guys. And the GOP back in 2016 weren't a fan of Trump then. There was plenty of opposition from within the party.
I think you mean rhinos.
No, in 2020, you had people voting against Trump because they hated Trump, because Trump was the current president. He was currently in office. You do not see this. You do not see this amount of hate votes for a candidate when they've left office, when they're not currently in office, when they're not the incumbent. So I highly disagree. I think that the Democrat hate voters are going to stay home. They're not going to vote.
The media's not letting them forget about it every day.
You know what?
They're not going to vote. Trump is going to vote in 2020. They're not going to vote in 2024.
Where I come
they're
from,
not going to get off their ass like they normally
Trump's not
do.
a normal candidate.
where I come from, we call never Trump Republicans communist light. We call that communist zero, motherfucker. You understand that?
Goddamn rhino.
Goddamn rhinos. Get the fuck out of here.
The media has built Trump up. Even now, anything that goes wrong, the media wants to immediately look at what Trump did during his presidency, and that's almost unprecedented. This amount, sure, Trump blamed Obama, and yeah, go ahead.
They want, but the problem is, like, people want to back a winner. People want to back a winner, and Trump feels like a losing horse. Or at least he did in 2020. And the problem is like going forward into 2024, if the Democrats like build him back up into being a winner and a winning candidate, then the GOP is going to get behind him. But if they just like let this shit like play out and not fucking put their hand in and constantly try to like reinforce like loser Trump, and then do stupid shit like this FBI raid, which there may be some justification to it, but like If there's not, then it's going to be something that like ends up like galvanizing Trump and then actually gives him a chance to win, which is the worst thing that could happen for this country.
I mean, I agree with you. The
I think
Democrats are terrible
Republicans
with this stuff.
I think Republicans are
Like-
terrified of Trump running as an independent because they know that Trump doesn't give a fuck
Oh,
about
no,
the Republican Party.
they
He
ain't
only
gonna
cares
do
about
that.
himself.
He still
If
wouldn't
he
win.
if
Like,
he
ain't gonna
runs
do
as an
that.
independent, he's going to be a spoiler for the Republican.
You know who's
and the
behind
Democrats
this?
are gonna win.
That
It would be the
motherfucker Ron
easiest win in the
DeSantis. He's
world
been
if
gunning
Trump
for that
runs as an
spot. You
independent.
understand?
It'd be another Woodrow Wilson.
not gonna run as
Trump's
an
not gonna
independent.
run.
Trump has literally done.
Trump's
Trump
not
has
gonna
done
run as an
more.
independent.
I think he will. He's a fucking.
No,
He's stupid
no,
as hell. He
he's
doesn't give a
not.
shit about the
No,
Republican
he's
candidate.
not.
He's
Not
he's
true,
going
not
he's
true.
going to
Not
be
gonna
he's
do
going to be the GOP candidate. He will be the
Yeah,
GOP candidate.
yeah,
if he runs.
I hope he is
That's
too,
also
or
not
else you guys
true.
are fucked.
That's also not.
Trump,
that
Trump
is
has
also
done more
not
for the
true.
Republican Party and the American people than any president in like the past 100 years.
Thanks.
Thinks
You
has
don't
only
mean
seen
that.
like 4 presidents in his lifetime.
Thanks.
That's
I've
all.
seen at least 6 presidents.
Actually, you know,
You know what
what?
he
In
did?
our lifetime, maybe in our lifetime,
he
yeah.
freed Little
I
Wayne.
voted
He
2
almost freed
times.
Julian Assange. And he did more.
Yeah.
Free
Yo.
Kodak. He free
In presidential
Kodak.
elections,
No,
it is.
man.
Yeah, but that's only.
But
That's
look,
an
look, the
indictment upon
Democrats do
president.
shit like this. The Democrats do shit like this. So there was
Bill
a story
Clinton
a
was
few
better,
weeks ago
actually.
of like Democrats.
The Democrats do
funding
shit?
the advertisements for like Republicans, or some shit. Like the Democrats don't
Yeah,
seem to
well, they
understand
were-
that the more you throw at Trump, the less it does, because Trump's a mud monster. It's like people were like, you should run Oprah against Trump. It's like, well, it wouldn't work because Oprah's got such a
I don't
clean,
know.
pristine image.
Banning him off
So the
Twitter
minute
was
you
pretty
throw
effective.
Anything.
Well, that's what I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand. I
maybe.
feel like
Not
we're
effective
arguing
enough.
like 2 things. That it's a political ploy to like reduce his chance at the campaign, and then we're also arguing that everything that they do is actually helping Trump. So like, wait, which one is it? I'm fucking lost here. Is it
No,
helping?
I
Is
think
it
it's
harming?
I think it's stupidity.
So
I
hold
think
on,
it's
hey,
stupidity.
hey.
I think it's a mistake.
Both, because the FBI
Shut-
haters.
You're basically saying let the
Shut
wound
it.
fester.
I said shut. Okay, I want to hear people that we haven't heard from for a bit. Kid not kidding. Go.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like again, like we don't have the warrant. We don't know exactly the information that they're looking for, whether or not this is tied onto the fucking coup attempt that happened. Who knows? And whether or not this is going to be like a, a win for Trump if he decides to run. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but that's like kind of besides the point about whether or not like they should be raiding him if he does have classified information, which again we don't know exactly what it is. So like for me, it's all like just speculation from every angle.
You know who you should be rating? All these wonderful streamers.
What a fucking fence
Alexis
sitter.
Travis.
True.
What a fucking fence sitter.
A fence sitter. No, like you're the one just making fucking constant speculation and then demanding
I'm
that
going
this
off
is
the
in fact gonna
information I
happen.
know. I'm
Chad,
demanding the
look at
Justice
Chad.
Department. I'm demanding the Justice Department talk. I'm demanding the FBI talk. I'm demanding we get the
You're making
information.
demands,
I'm,
but who
I'm
gives a shit about
I'm
that?
demanding we get the information the American citizens need to understand this wasn't a political ploy. But the
Yeah,
Justice
you're on a
Department is the
soapbox.
Justice
Who gives a
Department is
shit?
not the Justice Department is not giving us information. The FBI is not giving us information. They've done it before. They did it
They
with
don't have to.
They did it with
You're on a
Jeff.
soapbox,
They did it
dude.
with
Who
they
gives
did
a
it with
shit?
they did it with Jeffrey Einstein or Einstein. So they did it with
Einstein.
They
Jeffrey
did-
Einstein.
Okay, they did.
Why
they did it
doesn't
with
Trump
Jeffrey
release his
Epstein.
copy of the warrant?
They did because it's probably sealed by the judge.
I would
didn't
like
do
to
it with-
personally
Trump
thank
has
the
the ability to release
Spartacus.
the warrant. He just said
No,
you
if
don't
it's
know why.
sealed,
Thank-
he has the ability to release the warrant. If it is a sealed warrant, the defendant does not have the ability to release the warrant.
Thanks to the
Is it
brave,
sealed
brave
warrant?
Spartacus from Twitch.tv, I have been released from all charges. I am very grateful. He's a great man, believe me. I've heard many things about him. Many people are saying this. The
know
great
what? Fuck it.
Spartacus, everybody.
Fuck it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not
Sprout,
the fact
You
that
are a
I'm fucking
valiant
Game.
warrior.
You
though.
want-
Sprout,
you want
You're a
Bryce game? I'll play.
valiant warrior.
Sprout, it's
fine.
not the
You're a
fact that I'm
valiant
like
warrior,
fence
my
sitting.
friend.
It's the fact that like we don't know the information that we're talking about here, and all that we can really do is speculate, and then just follow into the conversation about whether or not this is something that would hurt his campaign in the future. But like, if we just want to look at like all of this information that we don't know, and then make random speculation, and then get on a soapbox and talk about how the fucking like we need to be releasing this so the
Wrong,
fucking American public
wrong,
like know what's
you're
going
wrong.
on, like who
It's
gives a
all
shit?
fake news. It's all fake news. The media, the Democrats, they just want to go after me. They want to make sure I don't run in 2024.
That's great.
Okay, that's
I
all
like
they
this one
want.
better.
That's
like
all
this
they
one
want.
better.
Okay, that's all they want.
Yeah, dude.
They want to
stick
make
with
sure I
this.
don't
This
become
is
president of the United
shit.
States.
I can't believe we got Donald Trump
Unfortunately,
here, Alexa. That's pretty impressive.
Unfortunately,
The fake news,
I
baby.
will become president in 2024.
My outreach these
I
days
will
are
help
Communist
the American
China.
citizens. I remember, I'm fighting for you. They're only attacking me because I'm in their way. Okay,
Research
that's why
from
they're
the
attacking me.
president.
I'm in their way of you. I will fight for the American people until
you
the
so
day
much.
I die.
That's a Trumpism right there for for sure.
And we will make America
Hold on,
great
hold on.
again.
I'm reading the Atlantic now. Like the statement from Trump's lawyer is, no, we're not releasing a copy of the warrant. Like there's a judicial watch request on the judge, which is being weighed to release the warrant. But from what I can see, like they've got a copy of the warrant.
If there's a judicial watch request to release, I mean, if there's a request to release the warrant, the odds are that it's sealed for one. And if it's sealed, the defendant cannot release a sealed warrant. The defendant, no matter what, cannot release a sealed warrant without criminal pushback against him releasing a sealed warrant, such as I forget what exactly it's called, but it's against the court. I forget what it's called.
We will build a wall around the FBI headquarters, and we will make the FBI fund it.
Okay,
Believe me.
Okay, I'm not that clear on it. I need an actual lawyer. But I mean, it sounds okay from the statements. It sounds to me like they could if they wanted to. But
if it's a sealed warrant, it's illegal to release the warrant. If it's a sealed warrant, it is illegal to release that.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with the judge then, because if he's weighing that judicial request,
can we just have a show? Can we have a show of hands, just in general, not even because of this, but who thinks the FBI should be abolished?
I didn't hear you at all.
Anybody?
All three-letter agencies.
All
three-letter agencies.
Three-letter agencies. Get rid of the FBI. Let's go. Let's
go. You guys got super on board with defunding them, huh?
What the DOD, Sprout?
Now we're talking.
Get rid of
I think that's a little bit too far.
We don't need a standing army.
Do you know what? Fuck it.
Get rid of the FBI, the FDA, the ABC, the LGBT. Get rid of all of it. Get rid of the BLM. That's right. All the acronyms. Get rid of them.
Holy fuck!
Get
We're
rid of
all
the DOE.
talking like we are special people. It's my goddamn show. All right, I want to hear from somebody online, and then we're going to hear from Half Baked Takes. And if you keep doing this, I'm going to lose my mind. All right, now go ahead.
I'm going to make you lose your mind.
I do think that it's absolutely terrible that our independent branches of the government are being so embroiled in these political frickin' dealings. The FBI, the police, all of these groups are supposed to be separate. And again, like the fact that this is like being used again as a tool, and I do think that this is a Trump judge issuing this warrant to try to stir up like support for the Republicans. He's trying to like encourage the right-wing base to go out and to take action. I think that this is a bullshit search. I think that they used a bullshit search intentionally as like a false flag operation to like get the frickin' Republicans more excited. We're not going to find anything as a result of this, and this is just going to become like a giant win for Trump.
Wait,
I think that
if
this was a really bad
Trump
thing.
Judge, why would the DOJ do that? That makes no sense.
Because it's going to help Trump at the end when it ends
but why
up
would
being
Merrick
bullshit.
Garland? Why would Merrick Garland?
Somebody knows the truth. Somebody knows the truth. Okay, Merrick Garland did it. Merrick Garland did it because he thought he would win.
It's a psyop for Trump. There's no way.
Yeah,
the Republicans fuck Merrick Garland. Why would he ever support them?
Merrick Garland thought he would win. Okay, but it's obvious he didn't.
I know who cares about you. You lost the election in 2020 because you were a phone number. Your wife doesn't want to touch you. Now shut your goddamn mouth. It's your real life. Your wife is angry with you. Now be quiet.
Alexis, being a little bitch, okay? We all know.
I'm the owner here. All right, somebody fucking respond.
Yeah, no, Merrick Garland didn't have anything to do with this. Like, there is a Trump judge that signed the warrant. Merrick Garland isn't the head of the FBI. He's the Attorney General for the United States. Like, in general.
You think they wouldn't need approval from him to conduct
not
a search
him directly?
on a
Freaking no way in heck, man.
I think it's 100%.
And even if it did come across his desk as like part of a thing, hey, we're gonna do this search, I don't think he was involved at all. I think
okay, Double Shine, you don't know anything about politics. Have you even watched Game of Thrones, Double Shine?
Dude, I have watched all of Game of Thrones.
All right, well then you should understand this. You should know how politics works.
I think you're clearly a masochist.
I am a masochist. That's why I hopped on this panel, motherfucker. Okay.
That's a good point.
Much in the way of Binks.
Watches season 7 more than once. Jesus.
Much in the way of Binks, I think all 40.
Hello, Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid. Haramba.
Obviously, this is all just some giant.
Welcome to the debate panel. We are defending our Lord and Savior Donald Trump from the
Come on,
FBI.
dude.
Which is
This
why,
fucking-
which is
wild.
which is
Can we get
which is why
back to
you
reality?
which is
More
why
like the
I won.
fucking
Which is why I won.
bitch
Reality.
I'm the best in chess. No
in
one can beat me at chess.
celibates,
No one
incels.
Sprout has lost his
no one
goddamn
has
mind.
the
Fucking
upward
bitch
movement.
incels,
No one
that's
has
right.
the upward movement that I have. I see
Welcome
five
in.
It's
steps
the tiny
ahead.
hand. It's the tiny
Can I
hands. You're
ask
just
an
dexterous.
honest
I
question?
see 5
Okay,
steps
so-
ahead.
Okay. So
Oh my God, it's Trump! I have all of your.
This is all.
I
think the
listen,
deep
Trump.
state
I
are just
bought
a
a
bunch
pair
of
of used
haters and they're
underwear
going
from
after
you on
Trump
Amazon. Was that
because-
really you? My wife says it wasn't. She divorced me over it.
Biden is literally jealous of Trump that he's so popular still, and that's why he did it. Okay, that was my.
I love you, Linda. Please come back.
Okay. No.
Linda's not
This
coming
is-
back.
Honestly,
To a loser
I'm
like
curious,
you.
Sprout. If this ends up coming back and they end up finding anything outside the presidential records, shit, because I agree with you. I don't think there's anything there. But if they do end up linking this back to something bigger, are you going to pull back on your take?
I'm willing to
Gonna say
pull
they
back,
planted it.
but the Justice Department's not talking. The FBI is not talking. I'm willing to pull back
I
if I
agree,
see
but they
substantial
will
evidence.
eventually, right?
I'm willing to pull back if I see substantial evidence of actual wrongdoing, but we don't have that. The Justice Department is keeping their fucking
I
mouth
agree.
shut.
I-
The
okay,
FBI is
yep.
keeping their fucking mouth shut, and we have nothing officially from the government. The only thing we have to depend on is
Hold on,
the
this is-
words of the defendant and the lawyers of the defendant.
This is important. Hold
so
on.
that's what I'm gonna go with until the government decides to pull their.
The establishment's been sitting on Trump for a while. They are definitely in control of the FBI. To think this was a conspiracy to help Trump and repubs, you can cone up with any loony conspiracy theory, like Russian collusion. The left will never admit that they're in the wrong, no matter how painfully obvious it is. That's right, brother. That's right. Amen.
Yep.
Okay. I've been writing these down as I go. So first of all, every time the Democrats pull off some big conspiracy against Republicans, it's always going to backfire against them. Like immediately the next day, every single person with a single brain cell will, oh, this would be super bad for them. But somehow it's super easy to convince every Republican that they plotted it. Trump also has a history of lawyers who are willing to lie for him and risk their job for him.
Wrong. My lawyers never lie.
This
Shut
whole thing
up.
absolutely
That is
helps
true,
Trump.
as lawyers don't lie. You ever heard of a lying lawyer? Excuse you.
And to somebody online, there's a slew of things that can make me change my mind about how I feel about the raid in general. The problem is we don't have any information, and my main issue with this whole thing is that everybody's
Okay,
jumping to a bunch of
Justine,
crazy
what you
conclusions
got?
with, like this much information. And then the last thing is that no matter what, this is bad for America. It's going to make people more divided. They're going to get way shittier with each other. Like
Fuck,
this,
I knew
well,
it.
if anybody came up with the conspiracy theory,
Fuck!
which I've heard
You
like a
got
million of
me.
them, why isn't it that why am I not doing the Civil War one? Like I hate that one. But, like, Jesus
I have to
Christ,
end
this
stream
is,
now,
like,
guys.
Delivered on a platter. Like this is your Civil War, like being incited by the government conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
let's not
If there's
stir
any to
that
be
shit up,
had,
though.
I'm just
Let's not
saying.
stir that shit
You
up.
can't spell lawyer without L.
Yeah, but
That's
the
right.
only
And
dipshits that are
obviously
saying
they
that are
listen-
people like Steven Crowder. The only people that are out here stirring that stupid bullshit up are people who are
Oh
so
God, you're a
partisan that they can't even
DeSantis
fucking
simp?
see
Ew.
I'm just saying. If
Disgusting.
We're gonna be making up shit to,
Fuck you, dude. No, sincerely, fuck you. You're like the worst.
To bring
Okay.
up this one, like it's just so crazy that everybody
Actually,
has,
fuck
these,
you.
Like radical ideas about what's going on with no info, but like I can't hear one like batshit crazy
We
Civil
have
War
info.
one.
We have info of what happened. We have info on what went
want
down.
Sprout to get
The only,
banned.
the only side we don't have info from.
That tells me
is
everything
the
I need to know
FBI and the
about you.
Justice
You are a
Department.
piece
And
of
the only
shit.
reason they wouldn't be talking is because they made a fuck up. Right?
No, that they
And,
wouldn't be
in-
talking
in
'cause it's
in any other circumstance.
Triggered?
they
Nah,
would
man.
Give reasoning for the warrant. They wouldn't keep their mouth shut. They would
Just
reply to
it's
news-
gross.
they would
It's like
reply to
looking at a
news
fucking
agencies.
worm. You
They
know,
would
you like
reply
you
to,
you,
they
you
would
shudder and you're
reply
like,
to
ew.
requests for information.
You want to get rid of it.
They're not replying to
I don't look at that shit.
about this. Yes, they've had 48 hours to reply.
You say that like this isn't a big deal. Like this isn't an ongoing investigation. Like
Imagine being a
that's-
DeSantis
If
simp.
they're willing,
Ew.
if
You're
there's-
saying the
if
only
the investigation, if the
There's one
investigation
reason.
is strong enough, if the investigation is strong enough to put a raid warrant on a former president, then
True,
there's
Jostein.
definitely reasoning to question why the FBI and the Justice Department, if the
INB4.
evidence is strong enough for that level of
Hold on,
movement.
I'm invested in this guy now. INB4. The left calls everybody Nazis. They call everybody Nazis. Yeah, okay, dude.
Gonna fucking fuck everything up.
My big issue is saying there's one
That's
reason. No, there's other reasons. Like
Really?
everybody's drawing such strong conclusions.
The warrant,
Yeah, I mean, it could involve other people. I said this earlier,
the warrant
You're
that
just
was issued,
offended.
right?
You
The
have no
warrant that was issued,
argument.
there's a problem.
Tell you what,
with
buddy.
the American public seeing that. There's a problem with the American public understanding what exactly went on.
I'm getting bored
when
of
we
this debate
raided a
panel.
former
Come on in.
president's house. There's a
Come on in.
problem
I'll
with that.
literally
I
hang
don't
up on
see
this
a
debate
problem
panel if you
with
come
the
in, if you
FBI
want
and
to talk
Justice
on
Department saying
stream.
this is-
I will
this is
literally leave
why-
right now.
This is why we raided.
Just say the word.
Any public figure.
We'll have a little.
Any
We'll have a
public
little
figure that can-
discussion.
It'd
So
be a good idea, right?
I would argue that you would need this, right? Especially if you're trying to provide unity, such as the Biden administration has said they are. They're trying to provide.
Jostin, you can probably get in
States
if you
of
want.
America, which I highly disagree with. The only thing,
Here.
one of the only things he's caused is division. But
Like if you
with
want to
that
get
being
into
said,
the debate panel, I mean.
I 100% believe if you have that much cause to where you can put a raid warrant on a
I don't
former
debate
president,
idiots.
then
Oh,
you've
are
got
you
enough
scared?
information
Oh, I'm
to where you can
sorry.
at least hit
Guys, look.
define what
He's
happened.
too scared to
The
get on
FBI
stream,
Justice
dude.
Department should. This isn't like something that's like, oh, why? There's
Look at the little fucking keyboard warrior. Look at the little keyboard warrior. Oh, he's so cute, guys. He's so powerful and strong behind his little keyboard where he can tippy tap and double check before he submits what he sends, right? Yeah. Yeah, get fucked, dude.
The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the fucking Declaration of Independence.
We'll
but
get to work.
you know how expensive? Hey, do you know how expensive 15 by 15 frames are? They're like $30 a piece, and I don't have fucking like $240. So
Here,
shut up. Biggs.
don't let the door hit you on the way out. Oh, too late. Goodbye.
People on my show. You fucking
See you in the
less
ban
than
appeals.
beneath me.
Please buy better internet, dude.
Offer's still
I'll
open.
send you a book.
I
Like,
can't
you can
do
have
that,
the book
though.
off my shelf, and like you can add it to your background as well, because you don't need a. You can just put it on something.
I think that this
I know you're still there, so I'll just say this. Nothing pisses me off more than some conservative-ass motherfucker, dumbass, just a dumbass, okay? Skull empty. Skull fucking empty of all brain matter and brain cells. Comes into my fucking chat and says, bullshit. He shit talks, and then he doesn't want to back it up. Yeah, get fucked, my dude.
cases, and I think that we need to be very careful about,
Slimy.
encouraging people to go into places, find information with the police completely unsupervised, and then after the fact going, okay, we're not going to tell anybody.
Triggered. Triggered. Meanwhile, he won't even
Just
fucking
realize
come
that it's
on
really bad
debate.
stuff, and because of that, nobody should trust.
Let it be said, I offered to put everything on hold for that guy.
Are we meant to be singing like Amazing Grace or some shit?
Todd,
like, right now?
Todd, to compete with me, you need a little bit.
I'll
more.
be honest, I was actually looking forward to tearing a DeSantis simp a new asshole, but hey, whatever. I guess we can't catch them all, right?
As I pulled it out of the wall, so I'm fucking
Fucking
really
DeSantis
mad right now.
simp. Gross.
And three, I got the Betsy Ross flag on the way, so I'll be, competing with you slightly.
Jostine, I don't see you in there.
Betsy Ross flag, is that the one with the pornography on the front of it, like from World War II?
No, that would be the one with the circle stars, the 13.
Drunk as fuck. I mean, I'm drinking too. It's fine.
The
I'm not
star
like
circle.
drunk, but
I've aimed
Yes,
for that myself.
Yes, that thing you look
dude,
at.
I would
when you're on the
fucking roll
Oculus,
him.
You know what I mean?
All right, we're gonna run this
bet
for
he
10 more
whispered me.
minutes, and we're
How
gonna
much
close
you
it
wanna
out. So
bet?
fight for 10 more minutes.
How much you
I
want to
definitely
make a
should've came
bet?
on here and been super ironic the whole time.
Ugh.
At this
Wait,
point.
you definitely
you
should have
fucked up,
brought.
Elder.
You definitely
Elder,
should have
you
brought
fucked
some.
up,
You
dude.
definitely should have provided some sort of facts, because right now I'm the only person that's actually brought facts and evidence into this conversation.
Your
and everyone
fact
else
is
just,
a lack of
and-
information.
and-
That's
and-
not a
and
real
everyone
fact.
else, everyone else is
I
just
have
providing.
not said
soapbox,
anything.
not
Everyone
facts.
else is just providing stipulation. I'm providing what has been said.
I meant 20
and
minutes.
I'm demanding the Justice Department and the FBI speak up for their half. But I'm providing
not a-
what has
that's
been
not a
said,
fact.
what has happened.
I am the only person who hasn't said anything speculative.
That's it.
Somebody online. I know,
You're
I know
putting
you
on the
mentioned
maid
that, like, you
outfit.
think that, like,
You can't make me.
whether or not they find anything is going to be determined on whether it's justified. I don't think that kind of results-based
didn't
analysis
say that.
makes any sense. No, somebody online.
Oh,
did.
okay, sorry.
Not
yeah,
you, don't
go ahead.
worry. So I don't think that results.
I'm bored.
results-based
Are you guys
analysis makes
bored?
any sense,
I'm
right?
ready to be
If the
done with
police
this.
randomly decide to knock down my door and they find that I've been like cooking meth in the guest room, right? It's not justified that they knocked it down. And if they don't find anything, but they had reasonable cause to think that there might be, I think it's perfectly fine to say it's still justified. justified. Now, whether or not it's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know how they got their information, but like, regardless of what they find it or not, doesn't make it justified.
What up? What's going
I
on?
think it's justified either way.
It doesn't.
So if Trump had nothing, it's a justified raid.
Well, if they
Yeah,
have
the Discord. Oh, you want to get into the
cause,
fucking?
So what's the reasonable cause? What's the reasonable cause?
Do you want to get in on the current panel?
They didn't get what they thought they. What's the reasonable cause?
That's why you
No,
have to
wait. What's
We
the
can
reasonable
drunk
cause?
debate?
That
Well,
they
what do you
didn't
want to
get what they
debate?
thought they would get when Trump turned over the records to the National Archive. That's the reasonable cause for search.
Do you want
At
in
that
this
point,
panel, or
search
do you just
every
want a
former
one-on-one?
president's house.
No,
Go raid
you have-
every former
you don't- I
president
don't think
because
you know what
Oh,
reasonable
God.
cause means.
So
You're
I
talking
didn't
about a
think.
What do you want to, dude? You gotta give me something. You gotta give me a viewpoint that I might disagree with.
Backyard, right?
I'm a leftist, if that
Nuclear
helps.
codes get changed within every presidency.
Yeah, I got.
He's like, you
Okay.
don't have
Holy
that,
sh-
okay? Do not imply that you have that.
Okay,
There's
full
an ongoing
disclosure.
investigation on the president, right?
I've officially lost interest. I'm checking out. Good night, guys.
See you, Alexander. Thanks for coming.